On another note, Paul Marino will be seated at the commission as a regular member instead of an alternate. September 4th meeting was Bill, Chris, Paul, and Mary. We do not have a form for September 4th, so we're going to table the September 4th meeting as well until next meeting. Next item on the agenda is a public hearing. And possible action for application 2025-8, 254 Person Chill Road. I'd ask the secretary to read into the record the
Yeah, I got it.
legal notice, sorry.
Please insert the following legal ad in the Sound on Thursday, September 4th, 2025, and Thursday at September 11th, 2025. Legal notice, North Branford Planning and Zoning Commission. Notice is hereby given that the North Branford Planning and Zoning Commission will hold a public hearing at 6:30 p.m. on Thursday, September 18th, 2025 at the North Branford Town Hall, 909 Boxon Road, North Branford, Connecticut, to consider the following. A, application number 2025-8, re-subdivision property at 254 Parsonage Hill Road to create one residential lot with frontage on Village Street. Diamond D Estates, owner Michael Duhamel and Susan Duty Duhamel. Applicant James Preddy, P.E., Criscolo Engineering, LLC. At the hearing, all interested persons may appear and be heard, and written communications will be received. Copies of proposals are on file for public inspection in the Town Hall Planning Department. Robert Nowak, Chairman.
Thank you, Barry. Before we begin the public hearing, I'd like to read a little procedure we got to go through. Purpose of this meeting is to hear all pertinent testimony of those in support of and opposition to the application before the commission. Public hearing will be opened. Testimony will be heard in the following order. Applicant explaining their application, project, and proposal. Staff and commissioners ask questions or comments on the application. General public have an opportunity to speak in support of and opposition to the application in the form of statements or questions. Applicant will have an opportunity to respond to public comment and provide closing statements. Staff and commission will again have an opportunity to comment. When all sides have spoken, the public hearing will be closed. No further public discussion will be entertained. After the public hearing is closed, the commission will vote on the application. Some of the rules for the public hearing are as follows. When addressing the commission, please speak into the microphone, state your name and address for the record. All comments should be addressed to the commission, not the applicant. Be relevant to the application and should not be of a personal nature. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Once your time has expired, please respect the commission and other members of the public who want to speak. Please avoid repetitive comments. With that being said, I'll turn it over to Jim. What do you got for us today?
Good evening, Jim Preddy, Criscolo Engineering, 420 East Main Street in Branford. Hoping this looks familiar. We were here a couple of years ago. This was there was a subdivision that had been done, I think in 2000 originally, to separate the existing house and 2 building lots from the rest of the property. At some point after that, a couple of years, maybe 2003 or 4, the 2 extra building lots were assimilated back into the farm. And then we were here back in 23 to get one of the lots reapproved. East Shore had approved it for subdivision. You folks approved it unanimously. There was no opposition. We now have gotten a house design, gone back to East Shore. They've approved it again. We got an address from the assessor. They come in to pull a building permit. The Mylar was never filed. My fault. So because so much time has gone by, we had to come back. So we refiled the application, re-signed the property, redid the notifications, and here we are.
Thought it looked familiar, Jim. I'm like, that was a big dope. Sorry about that. One minor glitch.
All right.
I was like, wait a minute. We didn't change anything. Same piece of property, same location.
Nothing's changed.
Okay.
So the only technical change.
Technical.
Is that on the map, it's called 260 Village Street, and we're actually gonna call it
260 Parsonage Hill. That was the
254.
260 Parsonage Hill Road is what the assessor gave us. The remaining property is 254.
You updated the map, right?
Yeah. I gave it to Lynn.
And that's the new one there?
This is 260 Parsonage Hill Road, this is 254.
Okay, 'cause we have it on here as
64, right,
Yeah.
on the application?
254 Parsonage Hill Road, that's the property.
Oh, all right, so let's make that clear that,
That 254 is the larger piece of property that the lot's coming out of.
So what's the address for the lot that you want?
260 Parsonage Hill Road.
260.
Dave, any problem with the application saying 264?
no,
Okay.
no, we just need to make sure when we do the motion that we update it so it says 260 Parsonage Hill Road, because we were taking that 254 off the title block rather than
Yeah,
on
so-
the lot number.
I understand it's probably a little confusing because you don't normally get an address before you present an application. So
Correct.
the overall property is 254. We wouldn't have had 260 at the time we presented, so that came later.
I understand.
So if I make a motion to approve the application, then calling it 260 Parsonage Hill, that'd be fine? Or do you want to call it 254 and then just change it?
No, we'll just change, there's a motion. Do you have the
Yeah.
motion?
Yeah, I have it to motion.
Well, one step at a
Yeah,
time,
yeah,
but we'll
we'll-
get there. Does anybody else have any questions for the applicant? Okay. Any other comment, Dave?
No.
Okay, so this is a public hearing, so Jim, if you're all squared away, I'll open it up for public comment. Anyone like to speak in favor of the project? Anyone like to speak in favor of the project? Come up, sir, state your name and address for the record.
Yeah, Bill Newbig, 199 Parsonage Hill. I'm in favor of making a lot out of that for his son. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Bill. Would anyone else like to come up and speak in favor of? Anyone else in favor of? Hearing none, then opposed to the project? Anybody opposed? Anyone opposed? Hearing none, then I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion to close the public hearing?
We have a motion, we have a second?
Second.
Okay, motion by Paul, second by Ron. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, public hearing is closed. We'll go back to, any other questions or comments relative to the application? Anyone? Okay, hearing none, then I'll entertain a motion to approve the project as noted for 260 Village Street.
I'll make a motion to approve
Oh, Parsons, my bad.
260.
Oh, look at that.
2025-8.
That's over
We'll call it 254 Parsonage, better known as 260, once they change it. Second.
Motion by Paul, we have a second?
I'll second.
Second.
Okay, second by Barry. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none. We're voting in favor of application 2025-260 Parsonage Hill Road. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 4-0. Good luck again. Number 5, old business. Or there is not any old business. New business, we have Section 824 referral regarding the Town of North Branford 2025-26, 2030-31 Capital Improvement Program per Connecticut General Statutes. The CPI has been sent to the commission for review. This was tabled from last meeting. I didn't understand, there were some concerns maybe about handicap or something? Was there something I missed relative to the 824?
I'm not sure, Paul, you had concerns?
Changing those, the regulations wrong.
No, about the capital improvement budget.
I didn't even look at it. I didn't get a chance to finish up with it.
Okay. It's always been a little strange to me that we actually approved this, because the 824 state statute is about actual improvements, not budgeting improvements.
I seen like parks were getting closed and down the line or something. It had a lot of stuff in it to just get it the night before and then have to read it and figure it out. It looks like there's a lot of stuff in there. I didn't really,
Well, we had it before the last meeting.
Yes.
I was in that.
So every year, Paul, we go through the same motion, and it's a budget package after the budget's approved, right? And it comes in front of us.
Well, I think the whole rule is you wanted the Economic Development Commission meeting, they were gonna meet, and then they were gonna give you information.
Yeah, Monday, we're gonna meet on a Monday.
They were
and
gonna
then
meet
get
that
back to us.
Monday. That's why you continued it, because you're supposed to get information from UDC that day. That's what the minutes,
For the capital improvement?
yeah, something about, and then Mary wanted the playscapes and picnic tables to be ADA compliant, if
Yeah.
possible.
That was sort of just a sidebar.
Yeah,
But there is, I mean, just for point of information, in the charter, there's Article 8, Finance and Taxation, that does say that the Planning and Zoning Commission should report to the town manager approving the capital improvement plan. So maybe it's not in 824 state statute, but it's in the town charter.
Okay.
Okay, gotcha. So, Dave, would that have fallen under what we just asked for recently for the survey for the Northford study? Capital improvement, asking for money, or programs? or
It
stuff?
was in the capital improvement budget, yes.
Right. So it's not necessarily our improvements, but the town's improvements?
Correct.
Whether we approve them and like them or don't like them, or object to it, you should do something different? I mean, is that my understanding?
Yeah, I mean, we can opine,
Okay. Right, Ron?
and if they
Around
have a
that time?
two-thirds majority, they can override whatever we say.
True, okay. But it's interesting, I wonder why it was in the charter.
We-
Wonder if
Just
that-
so you guys would have a chance to look at it and say, maybe that's not, in the plan of conservation and development, we don't think you really should be doing pavilions at the schools or whatever.
Right, okay.
So, I mean, I think the statement probably would be that the capital improvement budget is in accordance with the POCD. They would like to vote on it at their meeting next week.
I have looked at it.
I've thumbed through it.
Okay.
It's pretty extensive,
It is.
Yeah.
so, and it's a projection out for 5 years.
Yes,
So you're like,
And it's subject to change.
yes.
subject to change. Right.
So what are we voting on?
Yeah, we can give a positive opinion on it.
What do you think, Paul? You okay with that?
Yeah, if you guys wanna keep reviewing it, that's fine.
I'll make a motion to approve the town council general, Connecticut General Statute 824 referral on fiscal year 2025, 2025-2026 through 2030-2031 capital improvement plan.
All right, we have a motion by Barry. Do you have a second?
Second.
Second by Ron. Any discussion? Hearing none. There were, all in favor of the 824 referral, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion,
I'm staying.
you're abstained? Okay. Motion carries 3-1 for the approval of the 824 referral. Okay, next item on new business is street address reassignment, 804 Forest Road, Assessor Map 62D, Lot 8.
So again, Mr. Stuckey is here to
Oh.
request a change in his address, again, under ordinance 205-3A, the Planning and Zoning Commission shall assign to each building or part of a building an identification number by which such building or part thereof shall be designated. The commission shall be authorized to change the identification number of any building or part thereof at any time whenever such change is deemed necessary or appropriate. So Mr. Stuckey has written you a letter, which I believe you all have seen.
Is this the house that's for sale over there?
Yes, it is.
Yes, sir, okay. How you doing with the sale?
Thank you, Mr. Stuckey.
Pardon me?
How you doing with the sale?
Not fast
No,
enough.
I drive by the soccer field every day.
Nice house.
Thank
Thank you.
I'm in
You
favor
haven't
of
seen the other
changing.
side of the wall.
Yeah.
Well,
You can just read your little note,
Why
it'd be
I'll
great.
just write
Okay.
it, deliver the
I will.
Ready?
Or change it to the street that it's on, and the mailbox is on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mr. Stuckey.
Hello, I'm here with my wife, Ann Morrison,
I am.
and I think it's clear why we're here tonight. And I understand that they have a copy of the letter, and I could read it more in detail, but in synopsis, we moved in 52 years ago. This big brown house is about a quarter of a mile down Route 22 south, on the right-hand side as you kind of come up the hill. And back in the old days, you used to be able to take a right-hand turn onto Spruce Street, and if you were moving too fast, that was a problem. So the town, many, many years ago, decided to close that off for safety reasons, and which was really fine with us because it alleviated the hazards of coming around the corner and so forth. So we made a decision. We've been there since 1973, and we made a decision that it was time to move on. And so we've moved to Evergreen Woods. We posted the property. It's been on the market for some time, and we've changed a realtor who is very concerned that people who want to do a drive-by can find it because there's a big 804 on the fence in the front, but then it's, how do we get here? And the way you get there is you go down to Foothill Road, come up around to Spruce Street, the Northwood Cemetery, and you come back down to the cul-de-sac. And so our concern is that it's a detriment for the possibility of finding the right buyer. And so, as our letter says, when the town closed it off, I made up a fictitious address called 60 Spruce Street. And if you GPS it, you'll end up right at our garage at the dead end. And so what we would hope that changing the address would do is to get a little bit more drive-by and not have to explain to people who might be interested in it, just, this is the address, but you really have to GPS 60 Spruce Street. And I'll be happy to answer any other questions that you might have, and Ann will be here to answer them too. You okay? All right. So be happy to answer any questions that you might have. or entertain any offers that you might make on the house. Annie, do you want to say something?
Yeah, you might want to know why we didn't request the address change when the street got closed off, and it was sheer laziness. You know, we had our checks with the Forest Road address, we had stationery, and we just said, what difference does it make? So here we are, it's making a difference.
Good. It's amazing that people actually found you in all these years. 52 years is a long time of, hey, go this
I
way.
credit the local Norfolk post office. I mean, they found the mailbox immediately. The delivery folks took a little bit of training to be able to find it, but it's worked out fine.
Does commission members have any questions or comments for these guys?
Yeah.
I just have a- I
It's
just-
only common sense, I think.
Oh,
Where's the
yeah,
mailbox now? Is the
absolutely.
mailbox now on Forest or on
No,
Spruce?
it's on Spruce.
But
It's
got
it's
an
always been
804
on Spruce.
address.
I beg your pardon?
It's got an 804 address for,
Yeah,
Forest?
but it's
Well,
always been on
it-
Spruce.
Right now, it says on the mailbox 804 and 60. But it's on Spruce Street, just about 30 feet from our garage.
Yes, I do remember when they closed that off.
I was going to ask Ron if you knew when it was built. Were you there when it was built? You say you're old as dirt sometimes.
I believe we were in town one year before they oiled it for the first time. Because we moved in when they oiled Totoket Road
Oh,
I see. Wow.
from Village Street all the way to Forest Road. So I go, but, yes, I remember when that dirt was new.
The dirt was.
So, yes, I'm going off on a tangent. Yeah, I think it only makes common sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only for real estate purposes, but, you know, as families rotate in and out of town, and as does the fire department,
Right.
you show up on Forest Road looking for a house
Yeah.
that, you know,
you can't even get to.
you can't get there from here.
Right, I was just amazed that it was built in 1720.
yeah,
Yes,
so are we.
so were we. It's, well, having lived there over 50 years, we think it's a wonderful, wonderful historic property. And it's a testament, I think, to family growth, because, you know, what started as a little two-story farmhouse is, you know, added on and added on and added on as the family grew. And we're both very interested in historic architecture, and so you can walk through the room and say, oh, well, that's where Mr. Bartholomew's wife, you know, put up the addition, you know, for the kids. So,
Yep. You folks had an estate sale, and I happened to stop in
Oh,
and go through the house.
oh.
we did.
And it's not built for people like me.
That's been a problem with some of the potential buyers.
We've actually told the realtor, you know, no tall guys.
Yeah, 6 foot and
And
under.
honestly, you know, yourself, and particularly another couple who looked at it, you know, just, he was
Constantly
6
ducking.
or 6'8" or something like that, and it was just like, ducking isn't even gonna work, you know,
Yeah.
so,
It's a very beautiful home.
thank you very much.
So I don't have any other questions or comments regarding this. Anyone else?
Oh,
I think we're good, Dave. You need a motion or anything for this?
Yeah, I gave you a little quick motion.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have that one. Well, I'll make a motion to approve the street address reassignment from 804 Forest Road to Assessor Map 62D, Lot 8, and changing the address to 60 Spruce Street. Owner Bruce Stuckey and N. Morrison.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second?
Second?
Okay. We have a motion, Barry, second by Paul. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries 4-0. Good luck, guys.
Good luck.
Thank
very,
you.
very much.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
I just have one more question. When will this come into effect?
Now,
Yes, thank you so much.
I'll write you a letter, and you're going to need to file it on the town clerk's
Okay.
office so that there's a paper trail to know that the address changed. I will inform the assessor so that the property card is updated. I'll inform the police and the fire department. And you guys already handled the mail department, right?
Right.
They're like,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
taken care of.
right.
So as soon as we receive your letter, our next step is to go to town clerk.
Correct.
Correct. Thank you very much.
Right.
Thank you
So that'll
so
be
much.
sometime next week.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you all very much.
No,
We
thank
really
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Next item on the agenda is other business for Schedule A discussion.
So we went through this at the meeting last month. And I think the only issue we really had was Paul was not excited about moving motels and hotels into the business district, but I think we were all pretty much happy with the changes that we had made to the schedule, including the special use and site plan portion of the schedule.
I just had a question, like, I got one that says revised April 3rd, 25. So I thought way back then, when we went over this, it was revised and done. But I guess it's been continually being updated, because now I got a draft that says September 25, and the draft is different than the revised. So does that mean from the revised to the draft, there's been more changes, right?
Yeah.
Because there's been stuff that I've been, obviously, I don't have time to go through every line, but it seems like,
We went through every line at the
Revised.
meeting last week.
right, so revised back in April, and now we got September, has been more changes.
Yeah, we went back in April, we talked about it, and we made more changes.
Now that we're up to September.
Correct.
So now, is this the final, or is there gonna be another revised final?
Well, it depends, if you want to make more changes, we can.
That April one, the
The
April
question
one,
would be, when are we stop changing, and when are we gonna say, okay, this is gonna be the final, review it, and are you happy with it? Because I thought that we reviewed this one and we were happy with it, and now we got that one. So
We
now we have,
weren't happy with the April one because we hadn't gotten into the use portion of the schedule.
all right.
We've just gotten into the description portion.
Ah.
So more recently, we updated changes to whether you get to do it by site plan or special permit or whatever.
All right, so now the September 25 one, is this, that's it, or we got more to discuss and change with this one as well?
I'll leave that to you, Bob.
I don't know.
And when do we discuss and do these changes? Like, the changes from April till now, where they would, I don't remember doing any changes during the meetings, unless I wasn't
There's-
here.
it's a-
Unless there was a few that I missed, and
It's been continual.
It's a bit, it's so voluminous,
so
Paul.
we chip away, we'll say, for the easiest way to look at it, we chip away from April till September.
That's right.
Like, we'll just pick one line, okay, that change, and then don't say nothing next week, or meeting, and then next meeting, maybe we do if we have time or something.
Some of it was, a lot of it was language on the left-hand side of the column, right? Which ones do we want? Are we gonna add some? Do we wanna revise it? So we revised the language, took some in, added some, then added more categories,
Yeah.
right? And they were incomplete because there's nothing to the right that was blank,
All
right?
now
So
is
the April one go right in the
April's
garbage,
gone,
yeah?
so is September done, or we still got some more
I don't know,
upgrades to September?
my package is in the mailbox somewhere, in the mail. I didn't get it. So I have July 10th.
So if this September draft is, basically, we're pretty much done going over it, this is the final one for review, then we would come back and say, hey, everything looks good, or hey, this I don't like, or I want to have a question on, and then we would change it, because I don't want to keep bringing something up, and then we go through this. Is it like one time, or how does that work?
It's as many times as, because, think about this, right? You could bring a discussion today, And as we go through, we're like, oh, wait a minute, why does it say this?
Yeah, if something catches your eye and you
You
might
catch
change
your
it,
eye and you
yeah.
read that one, then it's like, that doesn't make sense. Why don't we change the usage on that? Right, so it's a continuous, and there's a lot here, Paul.
There is.
It was a
That's why
wholesale change.
I was surprised that I seen my April, and then I seen September, and I was like, wow, there's a lot of changes in here, wordage, and some taken out, some putting in. And I thought
Absolutely.
when I seen revised, it's done, close the door, done. But the door's not closed, it's still open with this.
No,
Yeah.
so once it stops getting highlighted and written on, then it's like, final, pretty
Alright.
close to being done.
Is there anything more on September that we changed?
I don't know.
And
I- I
we do
look-
vote on it, right?
We go to public hearing.
We go to a public hearing. We can't be
So we should
penalized with a
do,
public
we should do a
hearing.
public hearing in our second meeting in October.
So the public hearing is, the public will be able to say, read this, and say yes, or give their opinion on what it is.
Correct.
And then after that, we take in what they said. A couple meetings later, then we make a decision if this is gonna be it, and we're done.
Correct.
We don't revisit this again. These are the rules and regulations, and we put it away.
We
Yeah,
can- we-
until you want to look at it again.
So we want to change something, okay.
Or add to it, or take away from it. Absolutely.
I mean, and part of the review from the last meeting was that the ramifications of changing Schedule A that affect the zoning regulations themselves. So I handed out the restaurant section of definitions. Did you all get a copy of that from
Yeah.
Bob? So we had a couple different line items for restaurants. We had like an indoor restaurant and then some other kind of restaurant that was defined. And in the schedule, we put all the restaurants into one category. And so we need to change the definition to be just one category. So at the bottom of that sheet, I edited the indoor restaurant. And then I said or, and I edited the regular restaurant definition. So,
So there would be an application for a restaurant, and there would be indoor or outdoor restaurant, and there would be a separate application and separate regulations.
you have an extra copy of that?
Yeah.
So right now, we have two definitions. One definition is for a indoor restaurant, and another definition is for a full-service restaurant. We're combining them into restaurant.
Okay.
So now we need a definition for a restaurant.
But it has both of these in it, is what you're saying.
Correct. So the proposal would be to say, there's two options here. The first one would say, restaurants and other food and beverage service establishments, period. Such establishments may include a food takeout service or a drive-through window, period. That's at the bottom. Do you see that? Or it could say, restaurant, an establishment for the retail sale of prepared food to the general public for consumption on the premises with food service primarily to customers seated at tables or at counters. Such establishments may include a food takeout service or a drive-through window. Outdoor dining as permitted by CGS 8-1 CC. I think the second one is a little clearer than the first one.
So are we trying to determine if it's like a restaurant, like a McDonald's, is called a restaurant, or it's a restaurant called,
A McDonald's would be a restaurant.
right, and then you want a separate one? So let's say you wanted to open up, those surf and turf, which we don't,
That would be a restaurant.
would be a restaurant.
They'd all be restaurants.
Okay.
Is there a
Does that
separate,
change on this, or no? That's not on this either. That change, is it in this September 25th draft?
Yes,
It is?
yes,
And it would be under restaurants?
yes. Food and hospitality use, restaurants and other food and beverage service establishments, takeout/fast food, drive-through restaurants. So on your fourth page,
Under retail?
under food and hospitality use.
Oh, yeah. Well, the blue is removed.
so Dave, where do the local establishments fall under, such as Rose's Orchard, Bianca's, who else?
The
Who are the two?
wineries or the restaurants?
Is that under a separate category?
Correct, totally.
Because Rose's is a restaurant too, right? Don't they serve, or is that food trucks? Rose's as a restaurant.
Correct, but it's part of their farm winery business.
So it's under another category?
Correct.
That'd be under the winery one, right?
But that's why I'm asking, Paul. I don't know. I didn't find
Yeah.
it. Do you see it anywhere in here? I'm having trouble. Well, what would it be under agriculture uses?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So farm winery with related accessory and incidental uses to farm winery. Farm brewery, related accessory and incidental uses to farm brewery.
So the brewery, I guess, would be like the old Stewart's,
Yeah?
and then the other one that you're talking, the winery, would be like, oh,
Yeah, Rose's and Bianca's is a farm winery.
Right.
Okay.
cool.
That's where we say that it's related accessories incidental to use to the farm winery is where the food would come in play, right?
And it's in the regulations themselves, as opposed to in the table, the details.
Gotcha, so it's there. Okay. Dave, what's the outdoor dining language in the state law? Does it matter? I don't know.
It doesn't really matter. It's required that we allow outdoor dining,
Gotcha. That was recent, right? 23 or
24, yeah.
24? So that covers that portion of it.
At the top of that sheet, this one, it has the 42.5.16, which is the actual regulation for restaurants. And it says allowed underline C5 and C5.1. We'll take out this 5.1, shall meet the following special standards. And the only special standard is that on-sale consumption of alcoholic beverages must be in conformance with the minimum distance requirements of section 54.4.1. There's nothing else in there about anything. You just have to have, if you're serving alcohol, it has to be a certain distance away. Other than that, it's allowed in the zone, and,
So you want to keep the first part of B? the
yeah, and
on-site
then
Consumption?
section B
Oh, yep.
of that regulation was specifically written to allow the pizza restaurant to be established over by the school, by Totoket Road, by the mobile station. Now, it's DeLongo's Electric Company now. So this was a very specific regulation that was written for that property.
Did that shut them down from getting a liquor permit? Because it was close to the school?
Yeah, because they were too close to the school. They couldn't get a beer permit. but they're no longer there. Pacilio's, right? I mean, you can leave it in, it doesn't really matter. It's just, we're sort of, I think, trying to get rid of these regulations that were shoehorned in for specific purposes, which may not be important anymore.
I mean, if we're voting for which option, I would like the second one reads and cleaner, in my opinion. The restaurant full service, or restaurant and establishment for the retail sale of prepared food reads better than the one above it.
I think so.
All right, so and then you leave in the alcohol beverage distance aspect 54.4.1, so that covers that.
Yeah.
Under this section in the regulation, under the definition for restaurants, right?
Yep.
Basically. It's, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, so we will get rid of B.
We would get rid of.
Correct.
So, yeah, if that's the case, we wouldn't need A either. I mean, we will keep A language underneath it, but we wouldn't need the letter A, because
Right.
whenever you have an A, you gotta have a B.
Yeah.
So you just get rid of the A as well. But keep the language.
Yep.
All right.
So the second one, the second paragraph at the bottom of the page we'd get rid of full service restaurant, right?
Yep.
Okay, just say restaurant.
Mhm.
Because under table A, it says restaurants and other food and beverage service establishments. It's and, restaurant and food, and other food and beverage, so then the beverage is dictated here in the XA section. Nothing in the regs about outdoor dining, right? Outdoor seating, nothing, right?
We have a policy, but nothing in the regulations, but we can draft something to put in there.
Do we need to?
No,
Because it's site plan. If someone with a new restaurant, someone could add it,
to a site plan.
right?
I mean, during COVID, we allowed it under executive orders and stuff, and
Right.
everybody thought it was a good idea, so, they codified it so that it would continue on forever. And we can write regulations that stipulate floor area and barriers and, but what we've been doing is allowing it under the fire marshal's supervision and the building supervision and keeping safety factors utmost in mind.
Okay.
And just so, the new thing in Connecticut's got 2 breweries now. They're serving THC infused beer. So I know our town is against THC. So we might have to put language down the line to say that they can't have THC beers at their establishment or for sale. So that's the 2 breweries.
Gotcha.
So So, I mean, that's something we can look into later to add, I mean, if we needed to, but,
So I know there is THC beer in a can,
yes.
right? So that is also an option, like, outside of the breweries,
Yeah,
right? If someone wants to sell that in their establishment. I don't know.
yeah, are we gonna allow that, because we're saying you can't sell THC in, North Brantford.
But they allow THC,
Well, the state allows THC to be sold.
but at a liquor store?
Well, that's something else we gotta look into.
That I don't know.
I mean, I think it depends on the magnitude of the ingredients.
Really, yeah, I mean, who's enforcing it, you know, if I sell a THC beer, say if I work for one of the breweries, and I go to the shop right here at, you know, the Big Y, and I say, hey, do you wanna carry my beer in here? And he says, yes, then we have it in there.
But you must be regulated as a dealer to be selling alcohol, not
Right.
cannabis.
Yeah, well, it's in the beer, yeah. Well, you're-
There must, I mean, there
Yeah, I
must,
don't know, yeah, it's just, yeah, a lot of legal right now, so I would leave it as is, and we can discuss it later down the line if we need.
sounds far out.
Yeah. Definitely far out.
All right, we all good with the restaurant
Yeah,
language so
yeah.
far?
Looks good.
We're good?
Yeah.
Okay. You all set, Dave? Just as you described, first paragraph, last paragraph. Okay. Okay, anything else on Schedule A?
No.
Okay. Okay. Town Center Form-Based Code Presentation and Discussion. How'd you guys like it last time? Paul, what'd you think of it? You were there.
It was all right.
Yeah?
I'm not for any of it, but I guess with the way it looked, it's not bad.
Okay. Don't like the way,
Yeah, I don't like putting the buildings to the street. I like them back.
how far back?
Where they are is fine, parking lot. You put them to the street, you change the whole feel of the town. You know, that's a big change, that's, you know, you change the whole town.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe you should leave it as an option, not as a requirement. So if someone comes in with a proposed site plan to change an area, and they say, hey, I could put the buildings here, or I can put them there, they would give them the option, and then at that time, we look at each address and see what it fits. So like on Route 80, maybe the buildings will be a little bit set back, parking lots in the front. Something on a smaller street, like in the center of town, if they're gonna put a rotary or whatever they're doing to shrink traffic speeds down, then maybe a little bit closer. But, I mean,
So what did you like? Did you get a better idea, a better feel for what Northford or North Branford, what the commission would expect from someone to come into town, say, we want a building that looks like this, shaped like
yeah,
this?
so if you go into like Guilford Center, they have the green, and the buildings are right there, and everybody walks around. That's not gonna happen over here unless you build something like that. So-
Well, the whole point of it, beyond the street closeness, how about the buildings themselves? Let's
I think we
focus,
already said, didn't we already go over that a while ago?
I know, I'm asking you, how you feel
As
about it.
long as it keeps the character of the town, we use that word, so, character of the
We
town.
can use it anytime we want,
Or did they take it out? Didn't they take it out?
but we can talk about it.
As long as it keeps, you know what was nice too, in North Haven, on the corner of Divine and State Street,
Divine and State, okay.
across from the Cumberland Farms, those are buildings with apartments up top, and you wouldn't even realize that they were businesses with apartments unless you actually stopped and went in there.
Right, because that's kind of what we're trying to achieve, right? Beyond the distance, the distance off the road is subject, but what we're trying to get is what you said, character. What do you want the town to look like? Besides, too close road, okay, forget it. What do you want the building to look like?
Yeah, so-
Right now, we don't have anything.
Yeah, so
So a
we-
guy can throw up another mall, as Ron calls it, Rite Aid, or whatever it is, without having any character to fit into the town. I mean, Rite Aid doesn't fit into the town, it's just a big box.
Yeah, it's like a commercial building.
Yeah, so I think we would all agree we don't want to build another box. I think it needs more character, and I think that form-based zoning provides what we would anticipate as a commission, well, how it would reflect our town.
So when you say, so the people that don't know, so when you say form-based, you mean this is what we're looking to have the buildings look like? Not saying form-based being right by the roadway, it's not really where they are, it's what they look like.
In our discussion right now, because we were talking about possibly moving it back, but right now, the picture,
Right.
how do you see, you know, you want the character of the town to look like what? And no one can put that in writing. What it looks like, give me a picture, I don't know. It's all this pie in the sky thing. So this form base provides the developer, or anybody who wants to build, he can build multiple buildings on his property, but it has to conform to the multiple options within that code, right? Because there's a box with 2.5 stories. You can have a porch, you can have no porch, you can have a garden in the front, you could have benches, no covering, a smart main entrance, all these varieties of different possibilities that right now we don't have. Ron comes, I want to do this.
We don't have anything.
We got buckets. Guy comes in front, I want to do this, like, okay. Versus, oh, this is what you, oh, I got to conform to, oh, okay.
Yeah, you have
The
four
building does
options.
look like this, you know, a holistic view of how North Branford should look like. That everyone has to agree, not us, but the whole town. We're representing the town, we're representing the character of the town, and when someone comes in front of us, the character of the town is only projected by one applicant, how he perceives it, and says, here, this is what I like to do. We're like, oh, without us having any ability to say, oh, does that fit in the town? Well, I don't know. Does it? What do you think? I don't know. And he says, this is what I'm proposing. And we're like, okay.
So that form, the form-based, would it be a form-based regulation that
Yeah.
blankets the town?
Wholesale chains for Northford and North Branford districts only. Nobody in this, no one else in the town is this utilized. It's, what it is we have the base of our regulations, and then we have that form-based zone goes over top of the regulations for that specific spot. Nowhere else in town. We're only talking 2 districts.
What are they?
North Branford, from Central Plaza to about Notch Hill, more or less, right?
Okay,
Got me?
yep.
And Northford is the triangle to the
The market?
Library.
library. Yeah. That's North.
That's it.
And that's currently a design district.
And everything else is residential, so that wouldn't blanket it.
Nope,
Yeah,
no
I
impact.
want to
So
put my
it's
two,
basically, in layman's terms, it's only where there's any place that you could upgrade. Because the residences are residential, Route 80 corridor, it doesn't fall in Route 80, so if someone wants to buy a lot and do something,
If it's outside, if it's beyond Central Plaza and Notch Hill, it's only on Route 80 and it's only 22.
yeah, why should we make it Route 80 from start to finish?
Because we're only looking at the 2 districts that we currently have in our regulations.
That are design
Overlay.
districts that were
Design
done in the 80s, which really don't have much meat to them.
So if we're leaning towards redoing Route 80 and trying to put it out there and get some kind of feedback or get somebody to look at it, do some designing and building, we should probably incorporate that Route 80 as well, shouldn't we? Or is
It's-
that too hard to change? That-
It's a little bit more difficult, and there's lots of residential along that corridor as well. And these are like, you know, urban centers as far as North Branford's concerned. There are downtowns. And
Well,
we've
that's
got,
kind of where
we've got empty space at 1599 that we'd like to give them some more creative options if somebody wants to build there. And we could also, up in Northford Center, if they build closer to where the plaza is up there, they could build closer to the road and have parking in the back and increase the amount of sales space.
Go ahead.
Right now, you have to be 50 feet back from the road.
Go ahead, Ron, you had something?
But that wasn't the way it always was. Back in the early 70s, and I'm part of the problem myself, I'm talking about Northford Center, using the Northford store as our base. To the left side, where the bank is where my house was, which we pulled out of Northford Center, and I moved it down Tommy's Path to David Lane. So my house is no longer in the center. On the other side of the Northford store, where Rite Aid was a Salt Box Colonial, very close to the road. It was disassembled, every board was marked, and they moved it, I'm not sure to what town, but historically, the buildings were closer to the Middletown Avenue. And on the other side of, let's see, Northford store, the house they disassembled, and that other side, that was basically just demolished, and it's a parking lot with the buildings almost in Farm River in the back. And so basically, our good idea right now is to go back to the way it was. Because the house they disassembled was, maybe 10, 15 feet from the road. My house was 10, 15 feet from the road, and we had more of a inclusive Northford Center with other businesses around there. So it's not a new radical idea that you're coming up with, it's the old idea.
It is completely the old idea. It's a not car-centric idea. Because they pushed them all back so you could get in the car, pull in the parking lot, and you don't have to walk very far to get to the store, because God forbid you'd have to walk more than 50 feet to get somewhere.
So would this be an option for somebody, or would it be mandatory for somebody as far as where to place the building? Forget the design now, we'll go to where the building could be put. Would that limit people that they have to put it by the street, or do they have an option to do?
The way it's written, you have to be at least 20 feet close to the road. You can't be more than 20 feet back from the road with your primary facade. But you can put other buildings behind that.
So instead of running a building parallel with the road, you could put the building sideways and running it deep.
Correct.
And the street side would have maybe a 40-foot wide building instead of a 100-foot wide building. This way they go 100 feet down.
And the regulation, if you look at it, it has numbers. It's if the short side is front, it's 40 feet wide and 80 feet deep.
Deep, okay.
If it's the long side, it's 80 feet wide and 40 feet deep. But then you can attach another building to it, but the second building has to be a separate structure and a little bit set back and differentiated from the first structure, so you don't just have a planned
Yeah, okay.
160 feet worth of building.
So would that be an option, or that would be mandatory?
That would be, it would be mandatory, but you're flexible in the regulation. You can't choose one set of regulations versus the other set of regulations, but there are flexibility in that.
So
You
let's-
could be 10 feet back from the road, or you could be 20 feet back from the road, or we could make it 30 feet back from the road. We're writing the regulation, so
So if someone wanted to, let's say hypothetically, someone wanted to buy Northford Center, where like Giovanni's is, buy that whole property and redevelop it. So would they have the option to put the, right to the road?
Yeah,
Or could they put it, let's say, a strip of parking spaces and then the building? So you
parking
have
has to be behind the building.
So you wouldn't, we were looking to get rid of parking, not parallel with the road, but facing the road, this way, that way, then the building, and have in the backside of it the same thing, and then you still have where Giovanni's would be now in that
Yeah.
area. But you can't do that because you're saying that we won't allow parking from the street, 2 spaces.
You'd have to get inside the building that's facing Middletown Avenue.
Yeah,
You get inside and then you park and deal with it from the inside.
inside, so if you drove by, you wouldn't see the cars,
Correct.
opposed to at least seeing some activities from.
No, you would
cars.
see because the storefronts would be oriented towards Middletown Avenue with sidewalks.
Yeah. You really would see it,
As we have right now,
Yeah.
you drive through Nordford, you see a parking lot.
right,
You don't see
Whereas
anything.
the new way, not the new way,
Yeah.
the proposal.
the proposed way is have storefronts
Yeah,
and parking in the back. So you see businesses and say, hey, I want to go over there and buy a dress. Yes, dear. You pull and drive and park in the back.
well, I'm not opposed to doing something like that or pushing something like that, but I think maybe we should, that this is the street, you would have like a parking so you can see some cars, and then parking, the building, and then the parking in the back. At least give them an option, even if you wanted to do 1 lane of travel and park. So you at least see some activity and it wouldn't be right up on the street. How deep is it gonna be for a park?
Well, you could theoretically put another road. You have Middletown Avenue, and then inside you'd have a road, and you could park along that roadway, and then you'd have a set of stores oriented towards the road that's parallel with Middletown Avenue.
So you familiar, Bob, with the greens in Stratford?
No.
So that's, I think that's, so it has like a main road, right? I think this is what you're saying, so it has like a main road, and then it has like a grass median, and then there's parking, but that's even still, that's kind of a roadway, but it's not, you know, obviously you can't go fast because it has parking on the left and right, and then there's the business. It kind of breaks it up a little bit. I'm just not comfortable with driving and you're at the light, and there's a sidewalk in a building. You know, if you had the sidewalk and then a parking, and then the building, it would still bring that building a hell of a lot closer to the street than it is now, but it would still give you parking in the front and parking around the back.
But now, if you're gonna put parking there,
Yeah,
you've got to have a roadway to get in,
yeah,
and then you got to have a 9-foot by 20-foot parking space.
yeah,
You got to have a 25-foot passageway, so now you're 45 feet back automatically.
and then regulation is 50, now they could be 50, is it 50?
So we're back in the same place we were. But if you put a form-based type street in and put parallel parking on the street,
Right,
now you've created a streetscape
right.
as opposed to a parking lot.
And it wouldn't be, when we say street, it wouldn't be 30 miles an hour, it would be just an access to get into
Correct.
parking in the business.
And part of the Northford study plan was to put an access road in all the way from the plaza over to Mansfield Road.
So you'd already had that.
So you would, yeah, you would have that little access road, you'd have parking on that road, or, you know,
Off the road, sure.
in the business in front.
Right.
Instead of opposed to just, you can't park in front of the business, you gotta go around the back,
Well, again,
right?
what's the objective, right?
Just to see activity.
But the regulations would allow for that. I mean, we might have to tweak the street.
You know what I'm.
No, I understand what you're saying, but if you have parking in front and it's a parking lot, it takes a lot of space.
Yeah, but parallel park, like you're saying, at least you could see some cars are there, because if you drive by and you see the building and the parking is in the back, you can't really see what's going on once you pull in.
Right, but if we-
you have the ability to park in the front, then you can see, hey, there's, you know, and then when you get in the back, oh, then there's a lot of cars back here.
I mean, we're also missing the point of what the front of the building looks like.
Right.
Right.
Are you back to
Right,
that?
because you're just looking at, you're thinking concrete in the face of the building versus a greenway
Yes.
or an outdoor eating area in front of the building,
Yeah, sure.
along the road. So there's all those other components that are not part of the discussion, other than it's too close to the road versus, it's close to the road, however, it's 10 feet and there's a green space with benches and stuff like that in front of the building along Route 22, or Route 80, Route 22. Anyway,
I think more of the intent is to slow the traffic down in such a way that, I don't want to say sidewalks, but people are comfortable strolling from one end of Northford Center to the other, going by business after business after business. I mean, if you put parking in the front, you know, it's like the strip mall in the back. I mean, you pull in front of the liquor store or the Chinese restaurant or Giovanni's, you know, you pull in that specific spot, you jump out of your car, you run in there, and you run out. Okay? So what you want to do is slow the people down so that they, okay, here's a restaurant, here's a clothing store, here's a barber shop, you know.
yeah, all the stuff that's in the description of the form-based zoning. All those components is part of the objectives of what we're trying to do.
I guess what I'm saying is, you want people to stroll, you don't want them to, you know, slow down and just, you know, like have a drive-through.
So what's the next step to this?
We can open a public hearing at the same time on it. We have no time constraints once we open the public hearing.
Is there a way that we could get some sort of drawing, or is there any drawings or anything like that?
A bunch in here.
Yeah, we had that,
Because that's the pack in the movie that you showed last time.
Yeah,
yes.
gives you all the characteristics of what the buildings we want them to
Well-
look like.
I think we can get some drawings in a month or two, yeah.
Just to show, not obviously the scale in 100%, but just to show the people, because if we have an open meeting, the people are gonna see it. Just to show the people, listen, these are two areas we're talking about, and these are what we're proposing. And this is what the form-based means, like, here's the road that they would propose, and not even saying that would be done, but just so they could kind of visualize what we're talking about.
Yeah, no, we can
Here,
do that.
Not showing something from a picture in Utah or wherever the hell the pictures are coming from, because they might not grasp that. But if they could visually look at it and say, oh yeah, that's where Giovanni's is, and that's where the post office is, and, oh yeah, if you put a street there, you can put buildings here, and I think something that shows that.
Yes.
Sidewalks.
We can do that. We also need to coordinate this with the Northford Center study that we're doing at the same time, which should be moving along in the next week or two in terms of more planning, which should
And that's-
include some of that.
That study is where we went to Stanley Key, and those guys came and showed
Yeah.
different types of
Yeah.
roads and stuff. Did they ever pin down what they wanted for a roadway, or are they still on the 4 different ones, or the rotary, the turning of the road, the changing, did they ever pin down one over the other, or that's still, why you laughing?
No, well, the latest was to make a four-way intersection at Middletown Avenue and far as where the three-way is, and make a four-way into the plaza at the triangle, and move that street, which one is it? Not Mansfield. What?
Ardley?
Yeah.
Ardley, move Ardley further south and line it up and do a four-way there. And then maybe the DOT was not against turning the road to North Haven into two-way up the hill and eliminate that confusing intersection at Mansfield.
That's pretty smart.
Sums it up, Dave.
Where's
Right.
the rotary?
No, the Rotary's in Branford, right, or Guilford?
Yeah, Brantford, Guilford, North Brantford line,
Overpass.
it's great.
I still go with the overpass.
All right, I gotta erase the-
Historically, my house in the basement used to be the Northford Post Office and the Northford Barber Shop. Both businesses were in the basement of the house I have right now.
Now I know where my package goes. It's delivered to your basement. It's probably sitting there
The
right now.
form-based, to get back, the form-based, if we did 10 feet, it's not gonna mess with like the water line, right? That's in Northford, the water main that travels down the road. I don't think you could build over those
Yeah, I don't think
It's
so.
usually in the street.
in
or
the street.
In the gutter, and there's already a,
I mean, because they're going to put the sewer in at 1599, so we're going to have to move it back over there, but that doesn't mean they can't have green space in front of the building.
Okay.
So we're going to need to tweak that a little bit.
Where's 1599?
wall field, the old wall field.
59, what street?
That's Route 80.
Oh,
Fox
okay.
and-
The old-
Across the street from Starbucks.
Yeah, across the street.
The old town hall.
Yeah, yeah.
On another note, Schedule A, did we send it out to everybody for comment? EDC?
EDC has seen it a
engineering, or
number of
whoever
times,
else, Fire
yeah.
department, police department, I don't, everybody under the sun,
Well, we will,
okay. Prior to the public hearing,
correct.
and we'll post it on the website? Okay.
I will not be here October 16th. I'll be in Nashville.
It's going to go on for a while.
Okay. I will be watching remotely on Sunday when I get back. Not on Thursday night.
Not live?
I won't be watching live, no. I'll be doing other things in Nashville.
All right.
Yeah.
Anything else on the town center, guys?
No,
Okay. Anybody else? I'm good? Dave, you good?
I'm good.
Okay. Moving on to number, town planners report, you good?
I'm good. I
Okay.
don't know
We
what
don't
we
have
have
anything?
coming up, but we do have, I did meet with the people who have taken over Cumberland Farm,
Oh,
and they're ready to basically turn it into a gas station and convenience store, as was there before, with he's gonna have an office for himself, plus the convenience store, and they're gonna put like little dormers on the front and paint it, and put like some rock on it, and
okay.
they have a very small buildable space over there because they're on a corner lot. So they have to be 50 feet back from the street, from the highway. They got to be 50 feet back from, what is it, West Pond Road or Beach Street or the side street?
Yep.
And they have to be 50 feet back from a residential zone.
Wow.
So the lot's 130 feet deep, so they have 30 feet by about 60 feet where they can build.
Wow.
Are they taking it, they're not taking it down, are they?
Now,
Wow.
but they're gonna move the gas pumps a little bit.
Yeah.
And so they're gonna need to get a variance for that. So they're gonna try to get a variance at our next exciting zoning board of appeals meeting.
No, I was, fun, huh?
Yeah, fun. And then they'll come before us and get site plan approval at that point.
Okay. I think I missed the one. How'd you make out Kuro Road, 75? Cherry Hill bought something on 75 Kuro Road?
They should be coming back to the next meeting, yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I saw that in one of the notes.
Anything with the old IGA? We approved the liquor store?
Yeah.
It's a developing story. It's a developing story. There's no new news.
Paul, it's a series. It's a new Netflix series. Yeah, Northford series.
I gotta wait till fall?
It's like old.
It might be
So
discontinued.
they deaded that issue, they deaded that, they're now, they're.
I think they may be closer to moving forward.
Oh, okay. I heard the place was up for sale, the whole shopping plaza was up for sale.
Where'd you see that?
But that was in last series.
Last season, last season.
End of last season.
The guy pulled up with the limo and the money.
They found them in New Jersey? Ready to sell now? Yeah, I'm ready
Liquor
to
store
sell.
people are back, that's why I asked if that was dead. Oh, good.
All righty. Without further ado, we'll go on to number 9, adjournment.
Just one quick question.
Absolutely.
Town planner, there's a lot of activity going around town where I assume it's the state putting those, the ramps for crossing
Yep.
the street. Now, the spot I noticed, Village Street and Clintonville Road.
Yes.
Okay. Are they gonna put a crosswalk in, or just gonna do you can put your wheelchair out into the highway?
You can go up onto the grass. That's what it does.
Well, they did it last year on Foxen Road. They just make them all handicapped accessible, and there's no crosswalk.
Handicap
There's no
ramps
sidewalk.
nowhere.
There's no sidewalk either.
You just get up on the lawn.
Perfect.
Put it
With
there,
your
like,
wheelchair.
a little jump. Those are for the kids on the bicycle, to jump. Remember the curb, you used to jump the curb?
It's a state mandate. Every state road throughout the entire state of Connecticut, regardless of where it is, even if you're in the middle of the woods and there's a push button, you gotta put a handicap ramp. ADA compliant. ADA compliant. So you get a cross slope up, get a level out there, make sure it's flat, and it's gotta be certain distance from the push button. Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I think it's a federal thing, right?
Is it a federal thing? That all the push buttons have to have handicap? Okay, then I stand corrected.
Well, I mean, it's an ADA thing, which is a federal thing, which is,
I don't, okay. But why are we putting them at every push button throughout the entire nation, or whatever? Okay.
Without a crosswalk.
Without a crosswalk, without anything going to it.
No, without a sign that says stop for people in the crosswalk, because there's no crosswalk.
They're not gonna be able to get to the ramp because it's a grass. So,
Yeah.
That being said, I motion we adjourn.
All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Second, done. All right, 7:53. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Janet.
Yeah.
Enjoy your vacation.